Bismillah. Okay, so previous week or the week before last, we went through those scenarios which obligates the major bath. So today we will review those scenarios which don't make mandatory the major bath. So there's 10. And so there are 10 things that do not make the bath, do not make the ghusl fard. So the first thing is number 1, madhi, pre-coital fluid. Pre-coital fluid. So pre-coital fluid is madhi. So this is not considered something if this if there is madhi that comes out, then this does not necessitate the ghusl. Number 2 is wadi. Wadi is discharge from the male genitalia. So it's a white fluid. Right? It has it usually comes out after urinating and at times before. So also this does not necessitate the ghusl. So discharge of this will not necessitate the ghusl. So that's madhi, wadi. The third is ihtilam bila balad wal mar'a fihi karrajul fi zahir riwaya. The ghusl becomes fard. It becomes mandatory if a person has a dream of intimate nature, but wakes up, right? But wakes up and there is no wetness. So the ghusl is not mandatory. It is not compulsory. It's not fard. So once again, وَإِحْتِلَامْ بِلَا بَلَدْ, the fard bath is not compulsory if a person has a dream of intimate nature, wakes up, but finds no wetness. He finds no wetness. And the woman is similar to the man in ruling. The woman is similar to the man in this ruling. Moving on, the fourth, وَوِلَادَ مِنْ غَيْرِ رُؤْيَةِ دَمٍ بَعْدَهَا فِي الصَّحِيحِ. Woman gives birth and there is no visible blood. Can this happen? Allah knows best. I don't think so. But sometimes the jurists, they may discuss impossible scenarios. So, is ghusl wajib for the woman in this situation? No, it is not. Right? So it does not obligate the major bath because it's not postnatal bleeding. This is not nifas. It is not postnatal bleeding. Abu Hanifa has mentioned that as a precaution, the woman should do ghusl because generally when a woman gives birth, it's never free without a small amount of blood. Number 5, وَإِلَاجْ بِخِرْقَةٍ مَانِعَةٍ مِنْ وُجُودِ اللَّذَّةِ. So the author is saying, if a man inserts the genitalia and into the opposite gender, and there's a cloth, and that cloth, it prevents the man from feeling any kind of pleasure, then again there is no major bath. Ghusl is not fard. It is recommended, but ghusl is not fard. Also, وَحُقْنَةٌ, that administering, inserting medicine into the rectum area, that too does not, so for example, if a person is taking a suppository, medical, so that does not make fard the bath. وَإِدْخَالُ إِصْبَعٍ وَنَحْوِ فِي أَحْدِ السَّبِيلَيْنِ, inserting a finger or something like that into the female or male genitalia. This can happen if one goes to a physician for a checkup. Then that too will not necessitate a bath. Having relations with someone who is having intimacy with someone who is deceased without discharge of a man's genetic material, that too does not obligate the major bath. It does not obligate the fard bath. As I've mentioned previously, these things will be discussed by the jurist because they want to cover all scenarios. So we should never feel that this is something embarrassing. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned ahkam like this in the Quran, and we should never shy away from them because it is related to purity. It is related to cleanliness. And Islam stresses the importance of cleanliness in all facets of our life. Okay, moving on, and this is the last one. وَإِصَابَةُ بِكْرٍ لَمْ تَزُلْ بَكَارَتُهَا مِنْ غَيْرِ إِنْزَالٍ. If a male he inserts the genitalia into a female and she is bakira and he does not break that area and there is no discharge, then the major bath is not compulsory. The major bath is not compulsory. So these are 10 scenarios that can happen, that can occur. And if they do occur, then the fard bath is not obligatory. The fard bath is obligatory based on what we covered the week before last. Ma yujibul ightisal. And there were 7 scenarios there, which we covered. And if those 7 scenarios, if any one of those 7 scenarios occur, then yes, the fard bath becomes obligatory. Inshallah, we'll stop over here. And we will continue with the fara'id of ghusl next week. The fard acts of ghusl, inshallah. Any questions? Yes.
So but they need to do the wudu?
I'm sorry?
They need to do the wudu?
For the ghusl?
Yeah, it is not compulsory for the ghusl, but need to do wudu for madi, for
Yes, of course. Yes.
madi.
Yes. Ghusl, yeah. So the ghusl, yeah, you will not have to do the ghusl, but yes, definitely you will have to do wudu. Yes. You will have to do wudu.
Same for the giving birth or anything. You let's say no blood, no blood.
Yes.
You need to do wudu.
Yes, even that, yeah. For the salat, yes. Because it's coming outside. It's exiting the body.
Yeah.
So anything that pretty much exits the body, that would necessitate the wudu. And when I say exiting the body, I don't mean mucus or spittle, but blood, that kind of stuff.
And they're considered najis, right?
Yes. It is also considered najis. Correct.
It comes to wudu that I'm not sure which must have actually. One or a couple. If a male touches or even shake hands with a female, then he has to take wudu.
It's the Shafi and Hanbali madhab. The Shafi and Hanbali madhab, they mention that if a male touches the opposite gender, then
even without any intention, just a shake.
even without any intention, then yes, the wudu would be broken. The Malikis, they make it conditional. They say it has to be with desire. So only when there is desire does the wudu break. If there is no desire, then the wudu does not break.
How about Hanafi?
Hanafi, it doesn't matter. With desire, without desire, as long as there is no emission of anything, the wudu does not break. Although the Hanafis too, they do mention that if there is mubashara, fahisha, that if there is excessive, if there is excessive touching, right? Then yes, one should do wudu because excessive touching, that generally leads to emission of madi precoital fluid, which is the fluid that exits.
What happens if it doesn't happen?
If it doesn't happen, no. But for the most part, yeah, it does happen.
Also, these terms like touching, excessive touching, these are difficult to determine, right?
Yes. So this is why it's up to the individual.
Yeah.
Right? It's up to the individual to understand the scenario and apply it accordingly.
Yeah.
So everybody in that respect is his own judge.
Yeah.
And if there is uncertainty, then you bring it to the attention of a scholar who can tell you that, this is the ruling.